Hello from whichever part of the country, the continent, or the globe at large, and welcome to Chris TV 254, where we bring you football analysis, predictions, and commentary. I'm your host, Crescent Oma, and today I'm in company of Vitalis Maribe, and we shall be taking you through the biggest match in the football history or in the universe. This is the El Clasico, Madrid taking on Barcelona. Actually, Xavi going head-to-head with Carlo Ancelotti. It has been a game of rivalry, a game of fights, a game of heated reactions. But this El Clasico fixture, this time round, we shall not be having the big names that dominated in the football history in this El Clasico fixtures. These are Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Pepe, Sergio Ramos, Marcelo, among others. So it's a pleasure having you here, Vitalis, and I want us to talk about this big game, a clash of clashes in the football history.
Yeah, it will be an entertaining match to watch. We will be expecting great performances. Of course, some bittersweet moments. Yeah.
So just looking at the stats, in the last 6 matches, Barcelona has only won 2 matches. Real Madrid has won 4 of them. Madrid and Barcelona share the same number of points in the La Liga table, but Barcelona have gone on top. This is just since June of 2020. So is this a motivation to Barcelona when they meet Real Madrid in the Spanish capital this weekend?
It may be a motivating factor. It might also motivate Real Madrid. You know, they are meeting in the Spanish capital, Madrid.
Yeah.
So we will be expecting anything, and also great performances, as I said before.
Just before we go in depth in this game, there was a problem, money-related problem at Barcelona. Maybe do you have something you can share about that?
Yeah, they have the financial crisis at the moment. Last season they had to sell a bigger portion of their TV rate so that they may get the 200 million boost. They have around $1 billion debts. They have some big amounts of deferred wages. They all like players like Piqué, around 30 million pounds. 30 million euros in deferred wages. During the summer, they were trying to let Frankie go because he was one of their biggest earners, so that they could salvage some money. If you look at the contract that Dembele extended, he had to lower his wages considerably with a big amount so that they can lever their financial situation. So right now they are in a financial dip, and if they don't qualify for the round of 16, the financial situation will be worse.
So just talking of qualifying to the round of 16, I think at the moment Xavi Hernandez is one of the stressed coach, given the fact that after that 3-3 draw in a 6-goal thriller in Camp Nou against Inter Milan, they may be on their way to Europa League. So, but even though they are performing well in the Spanish football, so what should Xavi do? Should he concentrate in the European football or fully concentrate in the domestic league?
If you saw his interview yesterday, he was very bitter. Nothing would have tasted better yesterday than a win for them. So yesterday, they drew, of which they were to lose. They were to lose when Inter came 3-2 up. So right now, maybe they may try to salvage some 2 points if they win their next 2 matches, which is close to impossible, and Inter lose their next 2 matches, then they will be assured of a Champions League spot. But the next 2 matches, one will be against Bayern Munich.
They have already qualified.
Na ambao wanakuja kula nyama, wanakuja kupiga kuua. So it will be a tricky match, but we cannot rule anything out in football. This is football. Miracles do happen. Yeah.
So still with Xavi, he found Barcelona in a very bad situation, and he improved the situation. And even the current positive or good results he's delivering in the La Liga, it's just because of him. And he was among that caliber or that group of players, the legends, the likes of Andres Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, there,
Yes.
Messi, Pique, who had that, under the one of the best coaches in the world, Guardiola. They used to display a good match. This is a tiki-taka, a good display. And do you think he's bringing the same philosophy to Barcelona, the current Barcelona?
Yes, Xavi, coaches who have played before, and most especially for the club, a coach with the profile like Xavi, he has the respect for the legend, and he has this affinity to the players, and he knows the kind of challenges that the players go through so that they may put on great performances. So Xavi is a great contributing factor and has a great pull and affinity to the players, and he's a great motivation. He can tell them, look at my performances. He's a good example. He has set the bar for the players to play. So yeah, I think he brings in a good atmosphere amidst their toxic atmosphere in Barcelona right now. I think Xavi is this great coach. Yeah, he's bringing in something good.
So just looking at the list of these players, most of them have left, and whoever has remained there is Piqué and Sergio Busquets. And Busquets has been one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, and he has been controlling the ball beautifully. He has a good vision. Can you see the same vision when he faces the long-term rivals Real Madrid this weekend?
I think now, if you watched yesterday's game against Inter Milan, he had a bit of tired legs. He had a bit of dead legs. He was kind of a bit shambolic, and I think that age is catching up with him, together with Piqué. Piqué was a bit horrific defending, and you saw Gavi coming in for these two so that he could clean up their messes. So I don't expect him to start. If he starts on when they are playing the El Classico, that will be crazy and mad and absolutely, I don't know, I don't have the best word to use, but I think he's not a guaranteed starter with the fresh blood like Gavi, Pedri, and others. Ansu, yeah. I don't expect him to start.
So still with the Xavi and the list of players we've talked of, most of these came from the Barcelona Academy La Masia, and that they made Barcelona to dominate both European football and the domestic league. So we've seen Xavi Hernandez in a collection of these young talented players, the likes of Pedri, Gavi, Ansu Fati. Do you see Barcelona maybe coming using the same philosophy and dominating in this common era?
I think players with the likes of Gavi is a hard worker. He's minute, he's small, but his work rate is great. So I expect Gavi and Pedri, they are motivated. You saw them extend their contracts, and they put ridiculous amount of release clause to their contract. I think it's Gavi who extended his recently, and his release clause is around 1 billion euros. That means that he's highly rated at the club, and he's well respected at the club. Yeah.
So away from Barcelona, now looking at Real Madrid, their talisman, Karim Benzema, I think he has been outstanding in that squad. Just after the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo, okay, when Ronaldo was still there, he was like under the umbrella, and we've seen Benzema performing outstandingly, scoring goals against big clubs, even in the Champions League, against Chelsea, against Manchester City. Can you see the same Benzema doing the same in El Clasico?
Yeah, Karim is on another level at the moment. His form, he's actually a big among the favorites to win the Ballon d'Or this year. So I think Karim combined with Vinicius Jr., combined with Fede Valverde, and at the back they have Modric and Kroos feeding them, together with the young talents like Chouameni and Camavinga. So I think Karim is on another level. That's number 9, and he understands his role as a false 9. Sometimes he digs in deep at the midfield when they are building up their play, and all of a sudden he has scored a goal. So Karim, he knows how to time his runs. He knows how to position himself. He's offensively minded. He's well aware of the goalposts and the positioning of the keeper. So I expect him to perform. I even expect him to score. For I'm a big Los Blancos fan. I'm a big Los Blancos fan. Yeah.
So, still with Benzema, do you think there is someone who can compete against him for Ballon d'Or, given the fact that he's doing brilliantly with the national side, France, and he has won the La Liga, he has won the UEFA Champions League. Do you think he's the best he's supposed to take this Ballon d'Or with him?
Yeah, he's supposed to take it. If he doesn't take it, then it's rigged. It will be rigged. I expect him to win it.
So still now away from Benzema and talking of Vinicius Jr., a young talent, do you think he'll be a problem to Barcelona this weekend, Vinicius Jr.?
Yeah, Vinicius Jr. is this blessed guy, and he knows how to dribble, he knows how to cut in, he knows how to time his runs, and he's just terrific. You think you have him, 1 minute later the boy is gone. The boy has teed up across to Karim Benzema, and Karim has scored. So expect him to bring this sensation. And right now they're having some injury crisis. We saw yesterday like the likes of Balde coming in for Alonso, and Alonso is a bit of a tired legs. He's a bit slow. So the likes of Garcia playing, so he will be terrific. He will challenge the Barcelona defense.
So away from the two, Robert Lewandowski is now at Barcelona. Remember, he scored 4 goals against Real Madrid back in the Champions League 2013 semi-final. So do you think he'll be a threat when he faces Real Madrid?
Robert Lewandowski, it's another goat, he's another player, he's another sensation, he's another talent. I don't know how to describe this guy. This guy is sensational. So I expect him to score. I expect him to challenge the defense, the Real Madrid defense, alongside the likes of Dembele, who has been outstanding this season. The likes of Rafinha, maybe Rafinha, but Pedri too, and Ansu Fati. But Lewandowski, have his respects.
Yeah.
I've got his respect. Yeah.
So we mentioned a list of players who are not involved or who will not be involved in this El Clasico, and the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi, against his rival Cristiano Ronaldo, are also not going to be part of this game. Do you think it won't be that entertaining as those era when we experienced that rivalry between Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, and the two used to beautify this Classico?
Okay, just a question to you. Do you remember when Zidane was playing for France? They were great talents. Their matches were interesting. But that doesn't mean that they can't be replaced. Mbappe came in and he wore their shoes perfectly, and they fit him perfectly. The same scenario in the Real Madrid Barcelona side. They have got their replacement. These guys, they have gone. Age has caught up with them. Different situations have caught up with them, and they have gone. That doesn't mean that they weren't replaced in the El Clasico. Okay, the El Clasicos, the others that the likes of Ronaldo and Messi weren't there. They were kind of a bit boring. But this time, Barcelona have revived their club. They have great talents, as you mentioned before: Lewandowski, Gavi, Pedri, Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah.
So I expect the same scenario with Real Madrid. They have the likes of Asensio, Vasquez, Valverde, exactly, the young talent, Rodrigo, Camavinga, Chouameni. So I expect the vibe to be still the same. I expect it to be a very interesting and a very entertaining match to watch.
Messi and Ronaldo, they're just on their own level when it comes to El Clasico. Messi scored 26 El Clasico goals. Ronaldo scored 18 El Clasico goals. Messi is among the 5 players who have ever scored a hat-trick in the El Clasico matches. There are only 5 players in the football history who scored a hat-trick in the El Clasico matches. Suarez included. And Messi scored 2 hat-tricks. Maybe just give me 2 names of players whom you think can reach this level.
At the moment, Karim, Vinny JR, at the moment, both of them. Yeah.
So Vinny Jr., because he's still young and he can reach that and break that goal record. So we mentioned of people who will miss. We cannot talk of El Clasico and forget about Sergio Ramos. He's a player who holds a record of getting most red cards against Barcelona, 5 red cards against Barcelona, and he has also this record of getting 22 yellow cards in a single season. So when we talk of El Clasico, we just can't forget about Ramos and the likes of Pepe. You see, the two at the back, yeah, in that defense, made El Clasico be what El Clasico is meant to be.
Yeah.
You see, those fights, that rivalry, those insults. Do you think we have some players that will come and replace them in that horrific nature of El Clasico?
Yeah, in the shithousery department, we have Rudiger and Araujo. I was actually expecting to see them, but due to the injury circumstances, maybe they both might miss, or maybe one of them might feature. But do you remember during the preseason when Araujo...
1-0 win to Barcelona?
When Araujo had Rudiger, he caught his sleeves and almost beat him up. I expect that kind of shithousery in the El Clasico. And again, you have said that you cannot forget about the likes of Sergio Ramos and Pepe. Yeah. Those were players who are willing to do anything and absolutely anything. They were willing to die on the pitch for their teams. So expect to see somebody who is willing to die on the pitch for their teams, especially the defenders. So maybe maybe during this game, Eder Militao will be there and will give it all. Yeah. I respect the guy.
I think Sergio Ramos enjoyed most when he was sent off, when he played, he fouled Messi. Yeah. And it's actually ironical that Messi and Sergio Ramos are now in the same team. What's your view on this?
My view is that you must be professional, and mboka ni mboka, vera ni vera, kazi ni kazi. So they are together because of work factor. But I believe they hate each other. I believe and I have a feeling that they both hate each other. Yeah.
So, still with Sergio Ramos, I think Sergio Ramos and Lionel Messi are the players with the most El Clasico appearances, with 45 appearances. Sergio Busquets follows them with 43 appearances. Xavi, of course, is having 42 El Clasico appearances. Sergio Busquets, there is all possibilities that he will play this weekend. And if he will play the return leg, then he'll be reaching 45 appearances. Do you think we shall get other players that will reach that level of playing more than 40 appearances in El Clasico?
Yeah, if they are dedicated and the team doesn't do them the kind of matarao that they did to Frankie de Jong. Yeah, maybe the likes of Messi and the likes of Sergio Busquets and the likes of Piqué, there were these players that they were willing to give it all, to sweat blood for their teams. So if there may be a player who is willing to sweat blood for their team, that is the likes of Gavi, Pedri. Yeah, they will do it.
With the exit of Casemiro from Real Madrid to Manchester United, do you think he has left a big gap in Real Madrid, especially in the defensive midfield role?
Yeah, he has left a big gap. But that doesn't mean that he's not replaceable. And replacing him may take maybe 1 or 2 seasons, but their quality and talents, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, they might fit their shoe. They might fit his shoes perfectly. Yeah.
So maybe just to conclude, what is your prediction on this El Clasico match?
Lewandowski to score, Benzema to score, Real Madrid to win.
Lewandowski, I beg your pardon. Lewandowski or Lewandowski to score and a win to the Catalans, Barcelona.
No. The Los Blancos.
The Catalans will win the match.
Blancos will win.
All right, Vitalis. Then maybe to our viewer, where can they or where can he or she find you in the social media platform?
All my pages. Vitalis, not Vitalis. Marubu_V. Yeah, everywhere.
All right, it has been a pleasure having you with me on this football show whereby we were analyzing this El Clasico match. And to you also, my viewer, it has been brilliant and fantastic and also pleasure having you with us analyzing this biggest match in the football history, El Clasico, in the Spanish capital, in this season's first El Clasico clash. So we shall continue to bring you all the updates that will unveil from this El Clasico match. It has been a pleasure having you. Until next time, goodbye.